So Realme sent us a really interesting box over here which says Ramadan Mubarak, but what's right inside the box is in fact the Realme 9, which is about to launch in a couple of days right after this video is published. So yep, let's check out what's inside the box here and talk about the Realme 9. Now, of course, it's the Ramadan festive season, which is why Realme sent us this box. So you can see that it's very Ramadan themed with this ice blue color Realme with a moon right over here. So alright, let's not talk about it so much and let's check out what's inside. So the first content that we're going to take out, this is obviously the phone, but we're going to get there later. So what is this first thing? Is it a headphone or something? But let's find out. Okay, so apparently it's a model of a blue color Realme, which is interesting, right? And it's a phone stand as well. You can actually put your phone right over here if you actually want to. And the second box that we get right over here, oh my god, it's food. Alright, it's really food here, guys. So I'm not sure what kind of food this is, but Realme actually gave us some food here. Alright, it's apparently some kueh raya, you know. I'm not sure what this kueh really is. Alright, and finally the last packaging here is the Realme 9 itself in this blue color box. But of course, you're not going to get this kind of box in the retail packaging. I mean, I really wish that this is the retail packaging because it looks so cool. But this is it, the Realme 9. So what's interesting about the Realme 9 this time is that it is one of the better valued Snapdragon 680 powered devices. And of course, one of the highlight features is the 108 megapixel camera, which is the world's first Samsung HM2 sensor, which has a technology that's similar to the S22 Ultra, which is the Nona pixel binning technology, which offers superior low light performance. But we're not going to find out that today because I've not gotten to use the phone for a bit. So let's just unbox and check out what's inside the phone. So obviously, if you look at this box right over here, it's a rather thick box, so it still has all the chargers and cables right inside here, unlike some other phones that does not come with a charger anymore. But you know what, Realme has really started removing chargers on its Narzo phones, and I hope that's not going to happen to its future phones as well. Alright, so let's just take out the phone right now. Alright, so what we are getting here is the Meteor Black version of the Realme 9 in the storage variant of 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. Alright, so the first box that we're going to take out here is of course with the TPU case and some manuals and the SIM ejector right over here. And we are going to take out the phone next. Here's how the phone looks like. Alright, we are going to put that aside and check out the rest of the accessories. So this is not a local version, by the way, it's an imported version. So we are getting the Super Dart charger. This is a 33-watt Super Dart charger, and finally you're getting the charging cable as well, which is proprietary to the Super Dart charger. Now let's talk a bit about the Realme 9's hardware. Now on first impressions, I do really like the aesthetics of this phone. It feels very aesthetic friendly. It has this rounded tapered corners that actually feels nice when you grip it in your hand. So it has this really nice holographic back design. So my Meteor Black version has this reflective back. It is made of plastic, of course. It's not made of glass. So you definitely don't need to worry about cracked glass if you happen to drop the phone. Now look at this sensor right over here. This 108 megapixel sensor, the Samsung HM2 sensor, which is the first on a smartphone at this point of time. So this is probably the largest 108 megapixel sensor that I have seen on a mid-range phone. Look at this, it's so big that it feels like as if it is simply just taken from the S22 Ultra. But of course, we definitely do not expect the same imaging performance considering this is a mid-range phone, right? So it is complemented by an 8 megapixel ultra wide and a 2 megapixel macro camera, right? The camera bump over here is a little bit thick, but that is probably to accommodate the large 108 megapixel sensor over here, but overall it actually looks fine. Now on the front right over here, you get a punch hole camera on the top left. That is a 60 megapixel camera, and the screen measures 6.4 inches, and it is an IPS panel that refreshes at 90 Hz. And right at the bottom over here, you get a headphone jack and a USB-C port. Now on the top, there's no IR blaster or anything, just a single microphone right over here. So on the right, you get the power button, and the volume rocker resides on the left side. Okay, so I've got the Realme 9 booted up already, and what I am super happy here is that Realme has shipped the device with Android 12, which unlike many other mid-range Android phones that Snapdragon 680 powered, they still come preloaded with Android 11. This is going to be a really big selling point for the Realme 9. So the screen here looks very, very nice. It doesn't look like a poor IPS display. It's in fact a really nice one. The viewing angles are good and colors are actually super accurate. Now, of course, on first impressions, you of course get super smooth performance. That's because you don't get anything installed. So it does 8GB of RAM like I mentioned earlier, and you can expand that with the virtual RAM if you actually want to, but that's something that you probably don't need to do because 8GB of RAM is definitely more than sufficient for multitasking on the phone. Now, before we wrap this video out, let's find out how well the 108MP ProLight camera works against Xiaomi's Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus 5G, which also comes with a 108MP flagship grade camera. So what we're going to do here is that we're going to turn off all the lights right now, and including the lights at the back, so the office will be in the darkest environment to find out how well these two phones fare. Alright, we have both screen recordings turned on and we're going to launch the camera on these respective devices. Alright, so as you can see on the live view right over here, the Realme 9's live view is obviously brighter already due to the larger sensor that we get right over here, whereas the Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus 5G's live view is just dark like a room right now, so you can have a good idea of how dark our room really is right now. But then we're just going to hit that shutter button right now, starting with the Realme 9. Alright, let's just hold it like this, keep it focused, and let's just tap the camera shutter button. Right, very fast, 0.5 seconds. And next it will be the Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus 5G. Alright, let's just switch over to the night mode here. Tap shutter button. It's going to take a while. Damn, look at this. Look at the Realme 9's camera. Oh my god, this is so much brighter as compared to the Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus 5G. It totally owns it, in fact. I mean, of course, in terms of details, you will realize that they are pretty much the same. Of course, it's a mid-range camera. You definitely do not expect any sort of detail when it comes to low light, and considering that this is now in a very dark environment, you know, you do not expect this kind of image quality from a mid-range phone camera, right? So the Realme 9's camera is very impressive, but of course the Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus 5G's camera does have its own benefits as well, right? So I definitely look forward to trying out the Realme 9's 108MP ProLight camera in real-life low-light situations. Alright, so that has been a really quick look at the 108MP ProLight camera. It's very impressive on first impressions, and I can't wait to try out in other low-light environments and to share with you in the final review of the Realme 9. Right, so that's pretty much on the first impressions and quick unboxing of the Realme 9. I do not have the pricing of the phone as of now, but I expect it will be priced around 1,000 ringgit or slightly below 1,000 ringgit to compete with its competitors out there. So expect more announcements from Realme as time goes on. I'll be putting the price and everything in the comments down below if I get the information already. Alright, so that's pretty much for the video for today. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos coming right up on the channel. Subscribe to us and make sure you follow us on social media as well. And I will see you guys in our next video.